partners, but they're in the industry already. So like they know that this is the market price, so they want to sell only at the market price. So then there's no like margin left for us to pick it up from them and then do the refurbishing and then supply to the customers. So that's why it's not been getting too much business from the channel.
So you're particular that you want to be in refurbishing business, that you not want to get into any adjacent markets or so?
Not really. I mean, wherever there's good business opportunity and good scale, we're open to it.
Have you tried outside India, like probably through a lesser economy?
I mean, like Africa or
Yeah.
logistics is a challenge actually, and a lot of like Basel Convention prohibits the use of export of used electronic equipment. So you need a lot of permissions from India and from that country. And I mean, like I typically don't like dealing with the government. So.
Government could be a customer actually, right?
Yeah.
Government could end up being your customer.
Hope so in the future.
So yeah, you may want to deal with them.
Yeah.
So where do you want to see yourself, I mean, 2-3 years down the line, when you and your business, I mean, as such?
So now with the computers like kind of stagnating, like the desktops and PCs, so we're aggressively trying to enter the tablets and phone space. Few challenges, I don't have all the answers, but hopefully in a year or two, we should have like a good presence in the tablets and phone space as well.
I'm not sure if the other day when I walked into Nokia Care Center, they have something called you have your old phone, you dump it down and then they recycle it. So I'm not sure if you have tried, if you're looking to enter the mobile.
So the thing is, even though we're an authorized e-waste management company, we're more in the refurbishing space and not the recycling space. So what we cannot salvage, we give it to downstream recycling vendors. So if you look at any electronic equipment, any equipment in general, it's like an hourglass. So you have like multiple commodities which make a product. I cannot recycle like this mic as it is. So I have to strip off the plastic, the metal, and whatever other components are there, and again make it into homogeneous waste streams. And only those waste streams can be recycled. So I mean, like globally, there is no one who does like all kinds of recycling in the world, so plastic, metal. So we're not in the recycling space. We our value add is more in the refurbishing space.
Your motive is to serve the NGOs, or you want to build your own business?
We're a social enterprise, so we make money while doing good.
Why I'm asking this, you are targeting only cities, right? And in cities, mostly people who want to buy first-hand systems over there, you will not have a market there. This is what I feel.
So we've been supplying to NGOs across the country. The thing is, why we are aggressively pushing the tablet spaces. A lot of the NGOs who buy computers from us, they're located in like outside the city, like maybe towns or smaller villages. They don't have electricity. I mean, infrastructure is a big hurdle in India. So even though they have a computer, they can't use it for like 8 hours a day or something because there's no electricity. So that's the reason that we are aggressively pushing the tablets market, because then when we do supply like devices to NGOs or schools, they actually use it for what it's meant to be. And the challenge with supplying to the smaller places is the warranty issues. 80 to 90% of the times when people bring back a computer saying something was wrong, they would have deleted some files in the C folder, like in the Windows or something, and the computer would have crashed. So it'll be next to impossible. Even your Dells, HPs of the world don't have presence in tier 2, tier 3 places where they have a service center where someone can take it there and get it replaced. That's something that we're trying to grapple with. So some innovations that we've done there is we're giving them like one computer free for every 20 they take, which they can use as a spare. So then they can ship it back to us, and then we can refurbish it and give it back to them. But getting like real-time support, like with someone physically doing it, is a big challenge, and we don't have the answer for that yet.
So do you see yourself diversifying into some totally different kind of business? I'm presuming you have a lot of compute power available, right? So probably why not have some kind of a cloud computing So this started off or something like that.
No, so a lot of the computers that we get are not really like very powerful. They're like 7-8 years old, so they wouldn't be ideal for cloud kind.
You can probably position them as dumb terminals to work with cloud computing.
Yeah.
Get along with some remote terminal kind of application, so that maybe same enterprises will buy it back. Those are maybe cluster computing.
So when you get these corporates, right, I mean, to sell their computers, I mean, old computers to write them off to you.
Yeah.
So out of it, couple of things that you purchase may be, maybe written down also, right?
Yeah.
So how do you manage that? I mean, how do you manage that part of the logistics? So you have some sort of a fund that is reserved for, for these kind of losses or something, because you would have paid for it, right?
Yeah. So I mean, like as I said, we are getting like 100 computers is all that I know. Sometimes maybe 70 are working, sometimes maybe 30 are working.
Okay.
That's something that we have to deal with. We try to minimize this by sending our team to inspect, at least do a preliminary inspection in the corporate facility. It's not always possible.
So it's just a chance factor wherein you are trying to optimize the chance by doing the preliminary.
And the other thing that is peculiar to our business, it's a feast or famine kind of a business. If I get like 500 computers or 1,000 computers in one shot, or I don't get anything at all. It's not like I get 5 computers today, 5 computers tomorrow, 100, like 20 computers day after, so that I have a like pipeline of incoming material which has to be refurbished. I get like a feast or there's a famine.
And there is also an there is always a challenge also, right? So there will be inventory pile up sometimes, where you don't get the buyers to buy your computing and power also, right?
I
Sometimes.
mean, like now on an average we stock around 1,000 computers at any given point of time, because we have enough buyers also. So like we ship out like sometimes 200 computers a week, sometimes we ship out 600 computers a week. So it depends.
So you stock based on the orders that you have, pre-orders you have?
No.
Okay.
So is it about getting new customers or do you have key customers as well?
On the buy side or the sell side?
On the buy side?
We have signed contracts with a lot of the large IT organizations. So we just keep.
I'm talking about your customers buying from you.
Yeah. So like schools and all, they buy like once a year. NGOs might buy whenever they have funds.
So is it they recycle the computers as well? Recycle in the sense to the kind of return issue to new ones after 1 year?
Yeah. So the thing is with NGOs, like they keep doing project-based things. So whenever they have a new project and they raise funds for that project, then they buy computers.
It's for a different experience.
But when you incorporate social enterprise, are there subsidies for the government?
No.
So
I don't know. I've not tried finding out, but I don't think so. So the thing is, in the US, of late, they're coming out with a new class of companies which are called social enterprises. But in the US, it's still early days, and even they don't know all the laws or like what kind of subsidies to give. I don't see it happening in India for the next maybe 3-4 years.
which means that the kind of incorporation is more different.
Yeah. We are a private limited company, so we pay. I mean, we are treated as any other company.
If you add a new element, then you may have a lot of rewards.
So we did consider going that route. In the US, a lot of the e-waste management companies are structured as non-profits, but it's very different in the US where a non-profit is, I mean, like the person who's running the non-profit pays himself like a $200,000 a year salary, and he runs a business as a non-profit where he doesn't pay taxes.
Recent modification there says that you can actually use 40% of your profits for your business activities. So that probably is kind of social enterprise benefits of non-profit.
So,
A lot of small enterprises have to kind of set up people coming together and working. Are there in Gujarat or sizably utilizing this facility?
I'm not too sure.
I was asking, what is the average selling price?
So we sell computers starting from 4,500.
What is the cost of a, say, Windows 7 license?
So Windows 7 license for NGOs and schools is around 1,200 kind of a thing, and for Windows 7 professional for other users is around 4,000.
The cost of the license is equal to the cost of your.
Yeah. So piracy is extremely high in the refurbished space. we generally give a trial version of Windows or like a Linux on the system. And I mean, like in India, every street has someone who will give you like a cracked version of Windows.
Now, how do you sell actually? You sell only the hardware? No software?
We sell the hardware with either the trial version of Windows on them or Linux version.
So you don't give the...
We don't. So if they pay for the license, then we give them the license with the Microsoft sticker, the certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, and that packet goes up, price doubles.
Yeah.
So is it trial version or the managed?
So a lot of the NGOs and schools see value in buying the refurbisher licenses because it's much lower for them, and they have audit issues and other like it's mandatory for them to have like licenses. But otherwise, typically the home user never buys the licenses. We have startups again who buy licenses, but a typical home user never buys licenses.
You just give the hardware.
Are you trading for commodities based on comparing with your benchmarks? Like for example, if you have similar to so because promote targeted some more margin, right? So are you trading the commodities based on how?
Yeah, so the thing is, only the computers which pass all our tests are refurbished, are remarketed as whole units. The computers which fail our tests are broken down into parts, and the parts which are completely, the parts which pass our tests are used to refurbish the other computers. So that's how we do it. So we don't sell, I think you ask, you sell grade A, grade B, grade C, we only sell like grade A, we don't sell grade B, grade C.
How do you focus your business? Like the consumers will reduce in the down to some years, or because they are targeting only the NGOs and the schools, right?
No, we sell to anyone who can't afford new computers. I think like going forward, the business should increase for us because there's no credibility. We've been around for 5 years, so people would start trusting us more. Right now, they wouldn't want to buy from an unknown person, but I think going forward, more people would be willing to buy from us because the stigma attached with used products is no longer, it's diminishing in India. So your tablets are good consumption devices, but if you look at an office, a lot of small offices buy from us. They need Tally. Tally wouldn't work on a tablet. So they would still require one computer or two computers for whatever office-related, admin-related stuff. So computers would not die in the next 10 years at least, as per my understanding. So a lot of the home users might not end up buying computers from us unless they have like students who want to do like computer projects or like whatever school projects. Offices and people who need it for like their project work would still require computers.
But still they prefer laptops, right?
Yeah, by computer I mean laptop, computer, desktop or a laptop. By computer I mean a desktop or a laptop.
So the sales for you is a corporate world, right? So see, corporate world still go on with laptop or desktop. They are the main persons to buyers for you. So if you want to grow in the tablet, you want to extend your office to draw a tablet, then who will be the major person to
So we're looking at retail outlets where they have demo pieces, for example. The other thing that we're actively exploring is the e-commerce returns. So Flipkart has a 30-day no questions asked return. So I can use it, I don't like it, I give it back. So then it's no longer a new device. Might have defects in it, it might not have defects in it. Again, Flipkart would then say these are 100 tablets which have come back as returns. So that's where we have our expertise. Not right now. See, the thing is, with computers especially, the desktops, logistics is a big challenge. Because they're big, they're 10, 20 kgs kind of a thing. So one computer will be 10, 12 kgs. Delivery would be a big challenge. So sending out single ones would not be viable for the consumer buying from us. So that's why we supply in bulk to schools, NGOs across the country, because then it becomes like a truckload or something. So then it's much more manageable for them to absorb the logistics costs.
So how do, just to follow up, how do customers choose the configuration? As if you have an online inventory,
we send them, no, we don't maintain an online inventory. So there's a lot of phishing which happens in India. Like I said, they're pricing it out at this month, so I'm going to give it at this month, so buy from me. We did try putting our prices online and our sales dipped for like a couple of months. So we just mail them the price list.
But at the same time, promoting your social elements to it. Maybe our plan like to see some where you can reach out more layers and more
We're working closely with the Rotary actually. So Rotary has a big e-learning, e-learning is one of their agendas. So that's something where we're positive that we might get a good reach on.
You have consumers where they buy from you on a rented basis? Like
no, we don't do rentals.
Events,
No, we don't do rentals at all because I mean, like that's a different ballgame, and we don't have the expertise or the resources to do something.
So if I buy a computer from you, then it reaches to warranty period. Let's say again, then I select to take the upgrade version.
As a policy, we only buy back from corporates because like proof of ownership is something that we do.
But that the computer is not from it, so as we will be doing this upgrade, so should that
No, we're not encountered such cases. Like as a practice, we try to buy meat from corporates. I just showed you a video. No? Journey, like this is how we started, where like, pretty much we didn't have anything. So these were the kind of systems we used to refurbish back then. Like pretty much like P3 is white. I don't think anyone sees white computers anymore.
Yeah. It's voluntary.
So this is like the first set of employees. So now like we get a lot of P4s and other systems. Now like we have our facility is more upgraded. Now we have 7 technicians and a software sales in Bangalore and in Hyderabad and Mumbai, less than 20.
There are other companies who work in the same space, right? So where did you see the need for a new company in this space?
Pardon?
But here says that there are other companies who work in the same space. Need their skills and where did you see the need of a new company such as yours to come up and how do you differentiate yourself? Yeah, I think probably your answer was the previous question.
Okay.
Less than 1 in 10 households and less than 1 in 20 small businesses in India have a computer. To become more digitally inclusive and have greater access to information and opportunity, India needs around 600 million affordable computers over the next decade. Venue IT's business may prove that the solution lies in quality refurbishment that is combined with a strong reseller network.
When I was working, I could always see a bunch of CPUs, a bunch of monitors in the corridor of the company where I used to work. We knew that so many people who actually wanted it. So that's where we started thinking about getting something, giving it back to the society instead of just breaking it open and disposing it.
The thing with the corporates is they dispose their computers every 3 to 5 years. These computers are well maintained and they still have another 3 to 5 years left in them. There's a huge opportunity there in terms of helping out people who can't afford new computers.
So we give these refurbished branded computers that are enterprise level systems that can be run 24/7 to the people, those who require them. The process what we follow is when our team goes to the corporate office, we do a complete inspection and we have a set process where we tell the corporate telling these many are working, these many are not working, and this is how much we're going to pay for the working and the non-working ones.
We try to maintain a transparent process instead of the usual norm in the industry being it's 1 ton of scrap, so I'm going to pay you X rupees per kg. Because when you or I sell a car, we don't say it's 1 ton of scrap and it's selling it, I'm selling it at like 50,000 rupees or something. So then you say it's a Honda City which is run 50,000 kilometers, it's 7 years old. And so the market has a way of assessing these things. So we're trying to organize the unorganized market by saying that these are the number of computers, these are the serial numbers of the computers, and then saying that this is the value return possible from it. Generally, when people say refurbished, they just mean something which is being used and can be reused again. But that's just like, like buying and selling stuff. But we try and have a systematic process where each and every computer goes through a bunch of things before we know that these are good for reuse again. When someone gets a computer, it might just be full of dust. So we have a system where we completely vacuum the computer. We ensure that all the data is completely removed from these systems. We have a Department of Defense certified tool which we use. So the main advantage for the people who are buying computers from us is they don't have to carry forward any virus or other malware that is in the computers from before. And we have a bunch of diagnostic tools that we run. Some are OEM driven, some are proprietary built. So when we do the refurbishing, we don't use any China parts. We only use genuine branded parts to use them for replacing the parts which are no longer usable. So that way, when we say that we sell refurbished branded computers, a customer gets a refurbished branded computer which has only branded parts inside.
For an NGO like us,
an NGO is we've been working with for the last
because not only do we get low-cost computers to match the need that we have, in scaling to the ends of India, and we're planning to go overseas also and build an infrastructure and everything that, the collaborating organization.
Train mentally challenged people to data entry.
So many other ways.
They need
Whenever we have
computers
problems
to
with
train.
different computers, all we have to do is give them a call, and they're there to resolve our problems.
What you see behind me is a state-of-the-art facility which is ISO certified, and we have a complete anti-static testing environment. We have 50 dedicated desks for all the testing and service for our customers. Whether you buy a 4,500 rupee computer or 20,000 rupee computer, with this kind of facility, we can give you a 6-month warranty.
Google ಇಂದಾನೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆಯಿತು. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಬುಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಬೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನ ಬೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿಂತ 2010 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರಲ್ಲಿ.
Started an initiative for
Jay and Gauri are school-going kids. Gauri's school has computers and internet facilities, helping her learn the latest information about the world around her, making her highly employable. Jay, however, continues to learn through conventional methods and misses out on the latest advancements in this high-tech generation. So why this imbalance? Let's take a look. A brand new computer costs around 20,000 rupees, making it difficult for schools with little funding to afford it. Depriving Jay and millions of kids like him the chance to a brighter future. So how do we get affordable computers for our students? Check this out. Computers in Schools, an initiative by Renew IT, aims to provide affordable computers for all schools in the country. They source old and redundant computers from large corporates, wipe out all the data on the hard drive, and make them thoroughly functional again. These refurbished computers are then provided directly or through NGOs to schools from as low as Rs 4,500 onwards. Combined with an internet connection, this opens up a world of possibilities for the younger generation. Being a Microsoft registered refurbisher, Renew IT also provides original Microsoft software at just 1/10 of the actual cost. Goodbye software piracy. Isn't it amazing how so little from your end can impact the future of our country so greatly? Visit our website at computersinschools.org and learn more about how you can join us in building a better future.
Thank you everyone for this. Thank you Mukund for this session, and I hope you had a great insight to social enterprise. So I invite the next speaker.
Mukund, at this young age, you stand as an inspiration for others.
Thank you.